Hello everyone, this is the Flourish Programmer, where code and music meet creativity, and today I'm going to show you how can you build a beautiful weather app. So stay with me until the end of the video, because in that way you are going to know and you are going to have a lot of fun. If you like the tutorial and you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share with your family. It will be like a really huge help for the Flourish Programmer, so in that way I can continue making more videos for you. Also, if you have any questions, please don't forget that you can make a post on the comment section and I will be more than happy to help you out. Before that we start into the coding section, I'm going also to give you a live demo so you can know how the app looks like and all the functionalities that we are about to build. Let's go. Hello guys, the app that we are going to build today is a weather app, as you can see here. I'm going to walking you through all the things that we are going to be doing on this app. First, we have the document title, which is on the top here of the browser that says weather app. Then we have a heading that says the same, weather app. We have an input text where we will be typing the city that we want to get the weather from. We have a button that says wet weather. We have a white area here where the matches, or in this case the results about the weather, will be showing once we type the city. And then we have a footer here that says made by, in this case in my channel is Flourish Programmer. So the functionality that we have here is that when we type on the input text, let's type a city, for example in this case Miami, and I click on the enter key. As you see here, I will be getting a match, and then it will be showing in Celsius the grade in the city, and as well as a small, in this case, forecast about the weather in today's video. So let's try with another city. In this case, for example, Bentonville. In this case, as you see, the result changes because it's a different city. We can do the same also by clicking on the get weather button. So if by some chance right now, for example, let's change to another city, like for example Houston, and I just click on get weather, I will be getting the same result. So basically you can trigger the API service by clicking on the enter key on the keyboard, or in this case clicking on the get weather. Both of them will be making the API call and then showing you the match about that city that you want to know the weather. And the last thing that I want to show you is that, for example, if by some reason I type like some gibberish city that doesn't exist, if I try to look for it, we'll be getting a match that says city not found. So stay with me on the coding section, because this app is going to be really beautiful, very entertaining to build, and also you are going to learn the basics about how can you consume third-party APIs. So let's go, guys. Hello guys, let's start with the coding session. So first we are going to create a folder. In this case, so I already have the folder here created on the desktop. You can do on the location of your choice. Once we create the folder, we need to open the folder with Visual Studio Code that I already have it here prepared, and also have your browser of your choice, so in that way you can see on real time the changes that we are going to be making. So we need to create 3 files. Let's start with index.html. Then let's create the CSS file, styles.css. And the last one is going to be script.js. Okay, so let's go to the index.html. Let's use the element abbreviation. So let's click on the exclamation tab, and then the exclamation mark, and then tap on it. So we are going to create the type structure of our HTML file. So the first thing that we are going to change here is the title. We are going to put weather app. Okay. Another thing that we can do is since the beginning, right click on the index.html and click on the option of open with live server. So in that way we have we are able to see the changes in real time. So let's continue with the coding. Now let's reference the style sheet. So let's open a link, and then the rel is going to be style sheet, and on the href we are going to reference the file that we have on the root location of styles.css. Nothing is happening now because we haven't coded anything on that file yet. Later, let's go to the body. On the body, we are going to create a heading. In this case, we are going to put the same name, weather app. Let's save a bing, and as you see, we are able to see our changes here on real time. Let's create an input of type text. This input is going to have an ID of city input, and a placeholder of enter city. Okay, nice. Then let's create a button here. The button is going to have in this case on click handler of getWeather. This is the function that we are going to be declaring later on the script.js file, and it was going to have a content of getWeather. So as you see, we have the input and the button, right? So this onClick is another way that we can add events to our elements. We could also make on the script.js use the option of add event listener and then listen on the click event. So we are going to be triggering this function. But yeah, this is another way. It's quicker, but either way, it's a good approach. So if you want to do it the other way, as we have been doing on previous videos, go for it, because that's also a really good approach. So let's continue. We are going to create a div here with the ID of weather. And then after this, we are going to add a p tag. The p tag we are going to put as content made by, and then we're going to use the m tags for cursives, and in my case, the Fluris programmer. So yeah, you can put here the name of your choice in this case. So in that way, the people that you share the website with, they know that you made it by yourself. Okay. So before closing the body tag here, we are going to create a script. In this case, let's put a script tab to call our good pulp JavaScript file. Then let's put a source, and the source property is going to be script.js that we also have it here on the root location. So as you see, we already have the structure of our HTML. So now let's go to the styles.css. So now that we are here, we are going to assign styles to the body and the weather ID. So let's start with the body here, and the body, let's put a font family of Arial, Helvetica, sans serif. Then let's put a text align of center, a background of number F0, F0, F0. This is the equivalent of white. So yeah, let's put a padding of 20 pixels. Good. And now let's go for the weather ID. So we put the number, exclamation, plus weather. So this is the way that we reference the IDs. So this is the ID that we have here on the div. So let's go back. Here let's add a margin top of 20 pixels. Then a padding of 20 pixels too. A background. This time we are going to use white, but yeah, it is quite the same of S0, so it's just like not a variation of the color. So we are going to use a border radius of, in this case, 10 pixels, and a box shadow of 0, 0, 10 pixels that we want of density. And the RGBA, as on previous videos, I already have it here prepared for you, but you can also check it on the GitHub repository. Looks like this. So as you see, this is the styles, all the styles that we are going to be using for the app. Now that we finished the styles.css, let's go to the script.js part, which is the fun part where we will be, in this case, consuming a third-party API service. Hey guys, so now let's proceed with the remaining part of the video, that is coding on the script.js file. First, we are going to declare a const of API key and then put an empty string. So as I was saying, we are going to be consuming a third-party service. So in this case, we are going to consume an API that is called OpenWeather API. So if we go to Google and then Open Weather API, let's click on the first match here. And then what you are going to see is, in my case, I'm already logged in. So, but in your case, you just go to the three bars here and look for the option of sign up. Once you sign up, that you have your credentials, go to your credentials and go to the tab of API keys. Once you are here, you are going to copy the API key. So in this way, we can use the service. Of course, by the time that I'm uploading this video, this API won't be valid. So this is for the video purposes, but I will be deactivating the API once we finish. So now that I have here the API, let's copy and then just paste it here on the API key, and let's go back to our weather app tab here. Then we need to get the value of the text input. So let's create another const here, and it's going to be called city input. We are going to be using document API get element by ID, and the ID that we are looking is city input in camel case. Good. Later, right now, we are going to add an event listener. Add event listener on keypress. So we're adding an event listener for the keypress, and then if the key, in this case, yeah, we need to assign here the event. If the event, the e.key is equal to enter and the city input, the value is present. So that means that if we click on the enter key and there is a value on the input here, on the text input, then let's execute what we are going to do on this if condition. So we are going to declare the function of getWeather that we are going to be declaring a sec. So now that we have here the add event listener, now we are going to create this function, async function of getWeather. Here we are going to declare a const of response, and then for the response we are going to await. So we the way that we consume APIs is by making synchronous or asynchronous calls. In this case, we are going to be doing asynchronous, which means that the code that is going to be executed will be waited until it's resolved. So when we are consuming an API, there is some latency time that we need to wait, because as the third-party services consumption, they take some time at the time of retrieving the information that we want. So that's why we use the async await. So we are using here the await, and then we are going to use a function that is called fetch. That this one allows me to make the API calls to third-party services. I already have here the URL that we are going to be consuming, so I'm just going to copy and paste, and I'm going to explain you what is going on here. So yeah, I have the URL here, https, then the API OpenWeatherMap, which is the website that I just previously showed you, .org, data 2.5 weather, and then we pass here um, interrogation q equal to city input dot value. So basically here we are passing the value of the city that we want to fetch, and the app ID is the API key. So the API key is the way that the API service has to identify us. So if we are not using API key, the service will know which people is consuming the resource. So of course this is a way of authentication and also for security purposes. And the units are going to be metric. Okay. So once we have this, then we need to create another const that is going to be called data, and here we are going to await for the response, and then we are going to be applying the JSON function. And basically we are parsing the data, so in that way it's readable. It is on JSON formats. We are awaiting, because if we don't put this await here, what is going to happen is that the code is going to be executed, and these lines won't be weighted, and the following lines that comes later will be showing the UI, but we won't be able to retrieve the data that we want. So that's why we are asynchronously waiting for the data in order for us to be able to show it in the UI for the end user. So once we have this, we need to compare if the data is present or not. So if data.cod is equal to 200, this is an HTTP code. That's that is for if the data came successfully, that means that the result is completely okay for us. Okay, so here what we are going to do is declare document dot get element by ID, and then we are going to put weather dot inner HTML. So in this way, we are going to make a change inside of the deep tag that we have on the HTML file. So we are going to put h2, close it here. Then we are going to use string interpolation. This is the way that we do it. Data dot name plus comma, and then data dot sys dot country. We are going to declare a p tag, so let's open and close it. P and p. Let's put string interpolation data.main.temp with Celsius here for the grades. So this is the way that we are going to be getting the Celsius for the specific weather of the city that we are fetching. And then another p tag here. String interpolation again. Data.weather the index number 0, and then the description. And this is for the forecast. So if we want to get the summary forecast that is not that long, this is the way that we are going to be getting that information, by accessing to the weather array on the index number 0, and then we are going to be getting the description property. Okay, and now if by some reason, let's create another if clause. If the data dot cut is equal to 404, that means that the city that we put here on the inputs was not found. So we need to show another message. So let's copy this here, and we are going to change the content. So let's remove this, and we are going to put city not found. Please try again. Okay. And then we are going to put a return here. So this means that we'll be getting out of this function, and we don't want another code to be executed after this line. Okay. So now let's test on real time if our of application in this case is working. So let's go to the browser, and now if I put, for example, I don't know, so Dallas City, and I click on enter, let's see what's happening. Oh yes, so yeah, my mistake. So here the API key I declared um all the letters on capitalized, so I need to change that here. Good. So we should be good to go now. So good. Now if I do, let's try again. Let's put Dallas and then click on enter, and as you see, it's working. So yeah, so we got here the city, the the country, the grades, as well as the forecast. Let me just add to make it a little bit better. I have here some emojis, so I'm just going to copy and paste city not found, and I have another emoji here for the grades. Let's put it here, and the forecast, the small forecast. So let me just copy, which is clouds. Good. So let's save, and let's look for another city. So for example, in this case, San Antonio. Let's click on this case, click on the get weather, and now it looks way better, isn't that, guys? Yeah. So yeah, this is all the app. I hope that you understand that you have understood everything that I explained so far. It's pretty quite simple, but here we are showing you a new functionality, or a new concept, which is of the consuming the third-party APIs. So thank you very much, guys, and I see you in the next one.